Alright, we're back. And we're doing a little drop in of this third restart that I did on this game. And I've been up most of the night playing. And once I get into a game and really get into it, it's nice not to have to, use a camera. But there's a first few things I want to point out that I have found out about this game. Number one, when you do the redistribution, the limits, I looked up to see if these would count as two units for redistribution, but they don't. So the ones that count as two only count as one for redistribution purposes. Here in this game, you can see that the opening moves, of course, were the French Anjou going for Sicily. But in this game, they were kicked out. Brought some units on over there, and they had a fight with some Sicilians and some Aragon units brought in, and they lost their king in the process too. Another thing about this game is, unless the French player can get a hold of some of these fleets from Venice or Genoa, it's pretty much over. You can see there that none of them have been aligned or vassalized or anything yet. Attempts were made, but they were all failed in this certain game we have here. Anjou players pretty much wiped on out. Now he did have a bunch of fleets, but they tried escaping on over to here. But Aragon fleets chased them down. It was a big battle over here and wiped them all out. During the redistribution phase, I moved them back over here to the coast. But yeah, these Aragon fleets counting as two units is quite formidable indeed. Another thing that's really formidable is all these Aragon types of units. The mercenaries, the raiders, and plus, if it was me, and I don't know much about history, I'm sure these guys have done their research, I'd give the Aragon field armies a rating of 1, and the French field armies a rating of 2, because, man, those French knights were always badass in history, although I'm sure they did their research and they know more than I did. But yeah, it's really tilted. You can see here, Aragon again has moved on up into here. And another game tip is, you don't have to take these areas over to stop the treasury points. Just get units in there and make it a contested area, and that shuts it down. I brought this force up from down here, came up around. You can see here now, the next turn, Aragon only gets, our French player only gets 2 treasury points. That is it. So, and like I said, every game's different. Been using the heck out of the stratagem markers. And this game here, I think, has gone without a flaw. We haven't missed any rule infractions. So we are getting ready to start up with game turn 3. And like I said, it ain't looking good. French players will only get 2 treasury points. So it's a good game. A lot of ifs incorporated by these stratagem markers. But in my games that I've played, it's really been a one-sided Aragon game to lose, and kind of an uphill battle for the French to win. But them are my thoughts. So we're going to finish up here. Like I said, I was up most of the night playing, and it's nice not to have to film and just keep things going. We're going on game turn 3, and it's Aragon the whole way. I'm trying to think of some other notes. Like I said earlier, the Aragon player definitely, when he wants to incorporate, when it's a battle, wants to have himself at least some mercenaries and raiders in that force. Poor French players only got their field armies and the the levies. So they're definitely at a disadvantage. But and then these fleets, all you can do is maybe run. Like I said, the best thing to do is go for an alliance, get some of these Venetians or Genovese fleets. All right, we'll call it a video and let you know what happened with this game. We'll be moving on to some more strategy and tactics games here, coming on up. All right, one more game turn note that I wanted to let you know of. When I brought this force here on up from down here, number 1, he had to have a whole bunch of out points, but number 2 is whenever we crossed through here, these forces here had a chance to intercept, and he declined the chance. There was another time down here where there was some, I guess, what was it? So I guess maybe there were some Argonne fleets here, and the French or somebody wanted to make a run, and they did an interception. So with that interception concept of the game has come in a few times in my games. The only thing I really haven't used yet is the raids on the coastal town using the raiders. But other than that, like I said, just wanted to mention that about the interceptions. This force here declined a chance to intercept this force. So they just moved right on through. When they do move in to an area, counts as 2 operation points. Or rather, 1 operation point to move into an area with enemy forces, 2 operation points to move out. When he moved out, it cost me 3 operation points. Cost him 2 to move out of here. He only had 1 left here. It cost 2 to have combat. He didn't have enough, so that's why the area is left contested. I don't think it's going to be contested for long. Be back and let you know what the conclusion of this game was. Alright, another interesting thing about this game is you know, it all depends on the luck and the die rolls, of course. If they would have got an alliance here, we're starting a new turn, and new stratagem markers are going to be picked up, but it's a real challenge, and I'm taking it as a real challenge to get the French back into this game. So I'm going to do my best to see what can go on here, what I can do. So we will be back and not over yet. Alright, so we got a little bit of hope here. The player A, French Anjou, were able to secure ally, and these Genovese fleets count as 2, but during their move, or during their activations, we cleared out the units as infantry and brought them on up here, and then was only able to escape my fleets this far. I was able to, one fleet was able to take care of all these units here, land them, and get a little bit away, and then I brought the other fleets in for reinforcements, knowing that we done poked the beehive. Now it's the operations phase, debating on whether how I want to do this. Anytime I activate a force that's got Aragon units in it, they can try to intercept me before I leave. No big deal. But I'm thinking about moving these guys out if they don't get intercepted into here, picking these guys up as a force with these combined armies, and going after these guys here, the Aragon forces. After they've been weakened, I can try another attack from here. But that's what we're looking at. Player A has been pretty well wiped off the oceans. The only thing that saved me was a Genovese alliance, and they probably seen the red tide coming, if you want to put a storyline that way, and figured they better save their you-know-whats. Attempt was going to have to be made with Venice. I think I might have made an attempt there or something. It didn't work. They thwarted the attempt is what it was. So they were going to let me go ahead and not thwart an attempt against Genoa. But when I went after Venice, they used their own political marker and thwarted the attempt. Hence why they didn't get a chance to make any allies or vassals. We will be back. Alright, so I'm going to do it this way. First force is going to be with my newly arrived king. I still don't know how strong he is yet, and I think during my recruitment phase I was able to get a field army and a couple levies, so we'll go ahead and create him as a force, move him down here. I don't even think I'm going to take these guys on. We might want to see what happens, see if they're going to intercept me or not, but if they don't intercept, I'll continue to move into here, and then we'll start to fight. But like I said, these forces here will get a chance to intercept. Right now, I got to roll for operation points. And let me see here. We'll be right back. Alright, we have some stratagem markers, and it gives the French player 3 treasury points, and we turned in some gold markers for the Aragon player. The only thing is you can only max out to 10, so I maxed him out to 10. That means that he's still got 3 treasury points left. So therefore, we will give him, let's see, we'll go 1, 2, and 3. And I'll place them. I guess we could place and G force up here. Let's go look at that. That'll update it. Before I get too much ahead of myself, you always got to remember these strategy markers, and those would have been spent during the recruitment phase. He still has some. Like I said, he's maxed out. He turned that in to forfeit the 2 that he gained. Trade is worth 2, gold is worth 1. Let me check here real quick. We'll be right back. Alright, well, I don't believe there's a limit to where you can place these units. Just as long as it's a totally controlled area. So what's his last 3 treasury points? He'll pay, well, let me see. 1 for a field army. Then I guess he gets 2 levies for the price of 1. So let me see, 3. Oh, he actually gets more than that. He has 3 treasury points. This is 1, 2. He gets 2 more levies. He only has 1 levy left. We got another one. So therefore, that will be 1, 2, 3. That's quite a force. That is quite the force to have. That would have been overlooked if I don't remember those strategy markers. So if we have to get ahead of ourselves and have another restart, make sure we're on the ball. So now this king definitely has all of these units. Ooh, that don't make much sense, but I guess it does. Let's see what's going on here. We might have to do a rewind, make sure we did this right. We'll be right back. Alright then, everything is square. Everything is square. We're up to date. Just gonna roll for his where's my dice? Oh, shoot. Operations points. Make sure we look over here if we can get a modifier on this roll. Modifier on the roll for op points. Operations. Rolls 2 dice. Consults king as part of the force by the right number, and the power may expend military advantage markers. We won't do that, but we will get a +1. Oh, we're gonna check out our king, see how good he is. We haven't checked him out yet. Yeah, he gets a +1. So we will do that. 7 out points. There you go. And we'll start our moves. Be back. Alright, well, the French or the Aragon king will attempt an interception. And the thing of it is, he can attempt an interception when he moves in, then he can attempt another interception when he moves out. When he moves in, he gets a +1 modifier, I think, but when he moves out, he gets a +2 modifier. So the battle's on. And French king's got to have a battle or anything before he can pick up these units. So we got to find out the results of the interception. Then we pick up the units and get ready to move out. And then he can try to intercept us again, but we'll have a stronger force. Hope it makes sense. Be back. All right, interception die roll. No strategy markers will be used. Need a 4 through 6. No good. He moves through. Now he's going to exit first before he does. And this is just for attrition of units wise. We'll be right back. Alright, now to make the decision. Do you intercept that force? Or do you let them go on their way, gather more forces, and go against your forces here? Even your forces there, do you take your chance with interception? I believe he is going to try to intercept. So therefore, we'll be right back. Alright, no military advantage markers will be expended, but if the moving force is exiting an area, +1, so I'll have +1 in a die roll. Again, looking for a 4 of 6. 4 through 6. Oh, let me get this out of here. Reroll. With a 5. So the interception does occur. Alright. succeeds, the intercepting player conducts a field battle against the moving force. The phasing player may not pick up friendly units in the area until after the intercepted combat is resolved. Huh. The phasing player may not attempt to avoid battle. Yep. So let me see here. We gotta get rid of some of these forces. Oh, how many did we pick up? We'll be right back. Alright, field battle without the 4 units. And we'll see the tails of the tape. He can't avoid battle. So we'll let the roll for initiative. Be right back. Alright, the all-important initiative die roll. And we will get a +1 for each of the kings. But the French will also get a +1 because they're using an ambush stratagem marker. +2 for French, +1 for Aragon. +2 for French is 4. +1 for Aragon is a 2. Initiative, France. Alright, field battle or raid. You can see here that the Aragon player has wisely incorporated all the units here, but I think would rather go with the raid table, meaning that these guys count as 2 units, so he'll be attacking with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 instead of the field battle table where it would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there you go. We will be here on the raid table where raiders count as 2 units. So we'll be going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looking underneath the 5, 7, 8. Alright. Now we'll be looking at the modified die roll. We'll be back. Alright, die roll modifiers for this battle will be a +2. Aragon gets a +1 for his king. That's negated by the French -1 for their king. But the Aragon player will use a stratagem marker for a +1, and there's also a +1 for mercenary units. So it'll be a net gain of +2 on this die roll. Under the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Under the 5 table, 5 to 7 units, +2 on a die roll. Ouch. Bad news for the French. Way back. Alright. The defending player, the defending side eliminates all units. The attacker may randomly pick a stratagem marker. So we'll get here real quick. Get us a random stratagem marker here and doing this here. Wow. It don't get much bigger than that. So much for that offensive. We'll be right back. Alright, there you go. A king lost. Bunch of, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 field armies. And a whole bunch of levies. Wow, I think if I was a French player, I might just call it a game. That was huge. Alright, let's see here. We still have 4 units in here. But, yeah, it's all Aragon. At least in this game. I mean, if you had some better, I don't know, stratagem picks and just some random die rolls, it's all luck. But in this game here, they're cutting through the French like a hot knife through butter. We'll be back. See if there's any more ops to be had. Alright, I think we're going to call it a wrap. It is going to be the Aragon player's turn, and you can see where this game's going. I mean, there might be a chance, but we've thoroughly enjoyed this one. And we're getting ready to clear the table off for our next game that we will be featuring from Strategy and Tactics magazine. But we are done with Mediterranean Empires. Gave it a few launches, a few attempts to get in the air, had to be abandoned, but we finally got it going. It's definitely a good game. I just don't feel like restarting again. And I think this game here is over. So we will be back with some more Strategy and Tactics magazine games.